we're dealing with a little bit of a difficult situation as far as the weather goes. It is very nice out there. I mean, it's still very spring-like, and that's the good side of it. But the bad side is we could use more precip across the state in the form of snow at the higher elevations, maybe a little bit of rain at the lower elevations. This view from Angel Fire, where you can see the snowpack is starting to dwindle a little bit. Still enough up there to get the skiing going, and fortunately, across the northern mountains, there's enough snowpack to keep them out of the fire weather watch. But if you get outside of the northern mountains, we're looking at some fire weather conditions, and it is a very early start to the fire season here. We have these fire weather watches beginning Wednesday. Red flag warnings for today and tomorrow, just east of the Sacramento Mountains, extending down to the Guadalupe Mountains down in the southeastern portion of the state, because the winds are going to be picking up at least through tomorrow and into Thursday as well. 62 degrees, the current temperature, a variable wind at 5 miles per hour. Temperatures very nice out there in the 50s across the northern mountains and into the Four Corners, 60s and 70s even up into the northeast, down to the south into the 60s and 70s, and even reaching the low 80s down in Carlsbad. Definitely very warm for this time of the year. These are temperatures that we typically don't see until at least April, and relative humidities are very dry out there in the teens across much of the state, but even in the single digits as you move over from Clayton down to Las Vegas and over toward Carlsbad as well. And these relative humidities are going to continue to drop throughout the afternoon. So you combine that warm weather with the dry weather and put on top of it some winds, and you get some pretty bad fire conditions out there. We're looking at 28-mile-per-hour wind gust in Ruidoso, 31-mile-per-hour wind gust in Carlsbad, and we will continue to deal with the winds even more so over the next couple of days as we start to see those winds boost up. We have a storm system that's going to be passing to our north, so you'll see those winds pick up first across the Four Corners late tomorrow, and then eventually those winds start to shift over into the eastern part of the state by Thursday morning, and we'll continue to deal with those breezy conditions at least through the afternoon. The winds do start to come down a bit on Friday, but then we start to see those winds pick up once again into the weekend. So we will be dealing with bouts of wind throughout the next week or so at least. And we are going to stay fairly dry, just a few high clouds drifting through the state. We'll continue with those dry conditions and the breezy conditions through today and tomorrow. And then as that storm system passes to our north, we could get a spot shower across the northern mountains, but we'll have better chances up into southern Colorado where they'll be a little bit closer to the storm. But for most of the state, we'll be dealing with wind, and then behind that storm system, we'll be ushering in much cooler air for Thursday. We'll be looking at temperatures dropping quite a bit, but we'll still be staying above average across much of the state. Southern Colorado in the 50s today. There's that chance of maybe grabbing a spot shower on Wednesday before things dry back out and temperatures drop for the end of the week. Over the northwest, mostly sunny skies, highs in the 50s and 60s. We drop to the mid-40s on Thursday before rebounding into the weekend. Over the southwest, mostly sunny, highs into the 70s today. We're back to the mid-50s on Thursday before starting to see those temperatures warm back to the 60s for the weekend. Over the southeast, breezy conditions, temperatures in the 70s and 80s. We're back to the upper 60s on Thursday before returning to the 70s for the end of the week. Over the northeast, sunny and breezy, temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Low 50s on Thursday before starting to rebound into the first part of next week. Over the northern mountains, mostly sunny and windy. Temperatures will drop to the mid-40s on Thursday before rebounding over the weekend. Over the east mountains, low to mid-60s this afternoon, winds gusting to 35 miles per hour. Metro seeing temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. And we continue to stay warm through Wednesday. Then temperatures do drop back into the low 50s for Thursday. But as a brief cool down, as they rebound back into the weekend, we just cannot shake this unseasonable weather.
I know. Okay, thanks, John.